Late-night hosts on Monday discussed Donald Trump's ongoing feud with Congresswoman Frederica Wilson, the GOP's plan for tax reform, and Trump's claim that he is allowing previously unreleased files about the JFK assassination to be made public. This weekend, the president sat down with Fox News host and salon haircut photo number 7, Maria Bartiromo, and Maria immediately held Trump's feet to the fire to make sure they were nice and cozy, began Stephen Colbert. The host then showed footage from Bartiromo's interview with the president, in which she begins by crediting him for the stock market boom. "Mr. President, first question, you're amazing," Colbert quipped. Follow-up, "Can you hear my questions from so far up your ass?" Bartiromo wasn't the only one praising Trump, the host continued. So was Trump. When asked about his Twitter habits, the president called his tweets well-crafted, said he was a good student, and added that "I'm, like, a person who does well with that kind of thing." And on Saturday, Donald Trump tweet announced an exciting new development, Colbert continued, referring to the president's claim that he is allowing the long-awaited release of government files regarding the assassination of John F. Kennedy. "That's right, the documents will be released by the National Archives this Thursday. Here's the real deal: Trump's not actually throwing open the files. The release of the documents was actually mandated to occur this month under a 1992 law. So this was scheduled and he's taking credit for it. Now, most people believe that the documents should be unsealed," Colbert continued. "But because Lee Harvey Oswald took a mysterious trip to Mexico weeks before the assassination, some historians are concerned the documents could be damaging to US-Mexico relations." "Oh, I think that ship has sailed," the host concluded. Trevor Noah of Comedy Central addressed the controversy about Trump's phone call with Maisha Johnson, the wife of Sergeant David Johnson, who was killed in the ambush in Niger. "What seems surprising in this story is General John Kelly, the White House Chief of Staff," Noah began. "Because from the moment that he stepped into the White House, everyone has regarded him as the anti-Trump. Which is why it was a big deal last week when Kelly put his credibility on the line to defend Trump against Democratic Congresswoman Frederica Wilson," Noah continued. "Wilson is the person who first accused Donald Trump of disrespecting the family of the fallen soldiers. She's also the person who owns the world's largest collection of bedazzled cowboy hats. Kelly didn't just step into the fight with Congresswoman, he started throwing punches," Noah explained, showing footage of Kelly calling Wilson an empty barrel, criticizing her for listening to the phone call, and claiming that at a 2015 speech the Congresswoman boasted about how she helped secure funds for an FBI field office. Trevor Noah on Chief of Staff John Kelly's claims about Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. "First of all, when he says she was listening in on the call, it makes it sound like she tapped the military widow's phone and was sitting across the street, in a creepy white van," the host replied. "But no, she heard the call because she'd been close friends with the family for years. She knew the soldier personally and the family asked her to be on the call with them on the way to meet the caskets." It's a little weird that John Kelly is saying this when he told us himself that he was on the other end of the call listening in with Trump. I know he was babysitting. But that's not the point. What added even more fuel to the fire is that General Kelly didn't just go after the substance of what the Congresswoman said about the call, he went after her character," Noah said. "People believed his story because John Kelly would never say something that wasn't true, or so we thought." Noah then showed footage of Wilson's speech confirming Kelly's statement was false, as there was no discussion of securing funding, and the Congresswoman applauded the FBI agents who were being celebrated that day. "Saluting law enforcement, what a monster," Noah joked. John Kelly was wrong again. He was wrong about the phone call and he was wrong about the tweet. And thank God there was a video this time, because if there hadn't been, everyone would have believed him because he's Mr. Honest and she's a cowboy hat model. Finally, Seth Meyers of NBC discussed the administration's plan for tax reform and Trump's sit-down with Bartiromo. Meyers explained that the administration has been repeatedly claiming that the tax plan would save the average household $4,000 a year. But even that $4,000 claim is a lie because, according to Bloomberg, Trump's own economic advisors have said that the $4,000 benefit would only materialize over 8 years, Meyers said. And one tax expert told the Washington Post the $4,000 promise is absolute pie in the sky. Meyers continued, in fact, not only are Republicans looking to gut Medicare and Medicaid, their plan might even raise taxes on middle-class Americans to pay for tax cuts for higher earners. By 2027, more than 1 of every 4 middle-income families would pay more in taxes. Meanwhile, those earning about $900,000 and above in 2027 would get a tax cut averaging about $230,000. So how could Trump possibly defend a plan that raises taxes on the middle class and cuts them for high earners? Well, by not knowing or understanding anything about it. The host then returned to Trump's interview with Bartiromo, where he was asked about his tax plan and meandered his way through a nonsensical answer that somehow involved New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft. In the interview, the president responds to Bartiromo's question by saying he is representative of rich people before discussing the Super Bowl ring Kraft gave Trump to place in the White House. "Oh my God, what are you talking about?" Myers quipped. Although it makes sense that he got a Super Bowl ring because he obviously has a terrible concussion.